I don't know if many of you guys know this, but the reason I actually decided to buy the MX-5 was actually because of this game. Leave a like below if you ever played this game before, you know what it is. Anyway, let's get into the video. Anyway guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been quite a while. Work's been busy, uni's been busy, I've been hating it, really keen to get back into the cars. Anyway, we have a really important package that has arrived for the MX-5 build. We're going to unbox it today and we're going to take a look what's in there. I'm sure you guys will be very excited. I don't think my MX-5 looks too far off from what they have in Need for Speed anyway. It's pretty much exactly how mine looks. Kind of a funny story while we're on that. All the cars I've owned except for the Cube, I've bought because I've seen these cars in games. So the Mazda I bought because of Need for Speed Underground 2, the Skyliner I bought because that was in Need for Speed Carbon, and basically every other Need for Speed game, and the Renault I bought because that was in Need for Speed Underground and Need for Speed Shift. And my brother was the same, he bought the Peugeot 206, that was in Need for Speed Underground. It's basically, we just buy whatever cars that EA decide to put into their games. It's how I got into cars. So here are the packages that we got. We got them from a bloke in Melbourne, sent me some parts. I'm sure you guys know from the title what it is, but we're going to take a look and dive in and see and just make sure that we've got everything before we start. But yeah, I'm so keen, so without further ado, let's open these boxes up. Alright, I'm pretty keen for this. Let's get into the small one first, I guess. This just looks like our air intake hose, pod filter, quite nice. Piping, silicone hoses, oil feed for the turbo. I don't think there's anything in here which is too exciting. I want to get into the turbo. This is what we're after. Heat shield. This will be the box for the air intake. This is quite a lot heavier than I thought it would be. This here is our turbo. Now this is actually from a Mazda Speed MX-5. So the Mazda Speed MX-5s were an MB, they came stock as a turbo. And to make sure that this car that we're working on complies with all of the laws, regulations that South Australia put in place, they say that you can turbo a vehicle if the turbo components are identical to the cars that they sold stock as a turbo, which is why I've opted to get a used turbo from a Mazda Speed MX-5. Got it for a pretty good price. It's definitely cheaper than getting the whole kit brand new. And if there's any broken parts that we come across, we can just pick up spares from, you know, Autobarn or something like that. The manifold's all in one piece, there's no cracks. There is a little bit of a scuff here, which I can only assume was put on there when the previous owner was taking it out of the car. Apart from that, all the heat shields, the turbo itself, all looking really, really clean. Dump pipe, all looking really clean as well. And then, yeah, closer look into this box here, we'll show this, of course, to comply with all of our regulations and laws. This will be a part of the box that will cover the pod filter. That's the heat shield. The pod filter, so this can't actually be left open under the hood, unfortunately, in cars in South Australia. Well, it can, but you'll probably get defected if the cops find out. So this will be what covers that to make it all legal and compliant. And then we've got other bits and pieces, silicone hose, only assume pipes to go to the intercooler. And the best part about this kit is that it was made by Mazda specifically to suit the MB MX-5, and other turbo kits which you can buy on eBay or online, they tend to need a bit of let's say persuasion to fit properly, and I wanted to minimize the cutting, the grinding, the squeezing in of components as much as I could. So I'm hoping the theory is, we're going to find out, I'm sure, that if we get a turbo kit from a Mazda MX-5 to put on a Mazda MX-5, that it should be more or less bolt on, but I'm sure there'll be some surprises on the way. So any one of you watching right now who actually knows turbo vehicles know that I've missed out one very important component of the car so far. I'm not 100% sure if I was going to show you guys this, but I think I'll show you guys anyway so you guys can leave an opinion on it. But it's the intercooler. And the intercooler has come from the Mazda Speed MX-5 as well. Obviously it was a used car, it had done quite a lot of Ks. And so the intercooler has been well used. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use that intercooler or get an aftermarket one. I think probably what I'm leaning towards too is that when we first start installing the turbo kit and get it all together and get it all working, I'll probably use the intercooler that has come with the rest of the turbo kit, and then down the track, if need be, we can get a new aftermarket one. Leave a comment below about what you think, what we should do. I really do value you guys, what you have to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Leave a comment below. Well, here's the other part of that air intake box that'll go with this part here. So we probably should put those two together so they don't get separated. But underneath all this is our there's our intercooler pipe. So your intercooler pipe, more intercooler pipe, and obviously the hot and cold pipe. I assume that's the hot pipe there. And under here we do have the intercooler. I might need to cancel this. So here you guys can see the intercooler. I want to try and give you guys as much of a look at it as I can. Stock from the Mazda Speed ND MX-5. Obviously has been used quite a lot. There's the back. It does come with all of the brackets as well, which is going to be really helpful. Minimal work for us. That's probably the last major component of what we got here. Next is going to be getting a couple of my mates together who know a lot more about turbos than I do, to help me install this guy, because my car experience and engine knowledge is very limited. I know the basics of how a turbo works, but welding, how to use tools, that's my weak point. So we're gonna get some mates to come and give us a hand. You'll meet a couple of them in some future videos. Anyway, from me, I don't think I've got a lot left. Oh, there is one thing. Actually, a bit of sad news to end this video. People who've been following my channel for, well, since the start, will know my Nissan Cube very well, a little blue box. Yesterday, well 2 days ago now actually, the Cube was sold. So I sold it off. It was very slow. It was great for learning. I actually learned how to drive in that car. I learned a lot about how cars worked. I did a lot of modifications to that car, so I learned a lot from it, but it's time to move on. I enjoy my faster cars now. I don't really have a use for the Cube anymore. It was just sitting in the garage pretty much. It got taken out once every 2 or 3 months. So yeah, it's been sold. The lady who picked it up looked very happy, very pleased. She absolutely loved it. So it's gone to a new home now. A very bittersweet sort of day. Obviously I really love the car, but we're moving on to bigger and better things. So look, thank you guys so much for everyone who's been sticking with me. We've just passed 100 subscribers while I've been away as well. So thank you for that. Look, leave a like on this video, stay tuned. The MX-5 is going to be getting some proper mods now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Just hit the bell to get notifications. Leave a comment below of what you want to see next, or just leave a comment for the sake of leaving a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.